respect. My content is not for everyone.
No, infiltrate off me, God darn it. My content, everybody, that's okay. No infiltrate off of me.
I'm Naya, and your love respect, and this is peace.
Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Stop the violence so you matter, you're worthy. Don't dim your light, they gonna hate regardless. Don't dim your light, they gonna hate regardless. Loving yourself, the better yourself. Never get discouraged by a hater. Always be yourself and never listen to this. I'm peace, I bring peace. Naya.
What's up, peace?
Can I talk?
Sure, peace.
Okay. Fake love ain't tolerated over here. Love yourself, don't dim your light. Fake love ain't tolerated over here. Love yourself, don't dim your light. Never get discouraged by the hater. Gotta stop the violence. I'm peace, I bring peace. It's not a crime to be yourself. Hold on 1 second, our boundaries ain't the same, but I love myself. You took it personal, you hater. I'm gonna always be myself. Yeah, I'm a puppet. I don't pray the same as my neighbor, but I know, hold on 1 second. Elevation is different when you fall from thirsty or cringy. I just let my lane mind my business. I ain't look at my neighbor like competition. Gotta stop the violence. I'm peace. I bring peace. Love yourself. Don't dim your light. Gotta go.
I'm Naya, genuine love respect, and my content is not for everyone. I am my biggest cheerleader, and I say that respectfully. Today is currently December 16th, 2025. My content is not for everyone. It was more so a tools that they can relate to, a tools that God was show you that you could truly benefit from at the end of the day. Never had to look at your neighbor like competition when they couldn't weather their own storm when it comes to hold on 1 second, their emotional intelligence. It be the train of thought for me. How you take the right approach, the end of the day, become your best self vision of yourself, regardless of capable poverty or pain. Certain folks try to dim, like trying to discourage you, or because hold on 1 second, you was God's biggest team player at the end of the day, being on the MVP team. Hold on 1 second, with God was showing your potential. Didn't have to whether the you didn't have to you didn't have to be your worst enemy when the devil tried to test you. At the end, they tried to discourage you, all because they had so much apologies when it came to their lack of soul control. What happened to your discipline? They realized that he say, she said. At the end of the day, they pretended, hold on 1 second, didn't last all day. At the end of the day, because they mask fell off when it came to shortchanging themselves. When God revealed the devil alone an enemy. When you get lost in your words, never lose yourself. And I say that respectfully because practice makes perfect when it comes to hold on 1 second. God's granted.
God asks us when it comes to you being granted. No, for real, loving yourself. Don't dim your light.
My content is not for everyone. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. It's currently December 16th, 2025. And it's currently 10:18 p.m. I would never hurt myself regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me. Always be yourself when someone doesn't see potential within you. I don't push God on nobody at the end of the day.
So my content are reality, but you can watch on your own, risk or whatever the case may be. But my content are about anybody. That's okay. No, for real.
Hold on, where I start? It be the train of thought for me. Because God truly allowed you to see why you already had that head start. Hold on 1 second, when God truly showing why you was truly in school, when God truly allow you to understand certain tools, elevation and motivation is different when it comes to hold on 1 second, butterfly continue to elevate and prosper when you didn't have to pretend to be authentic, how God was truly showing that you was worthy, hold on 1 second, that strength is different when you almost lost yourself when it came to hold on 1 second, that testimony, they didn't want you to become your best soul vision of yourself, but an open wound would allow you to heal to better yourself, you deserve it at the end to find peace within, the competition when they try to dim your light, but it was one-sided. Hold on 1 second. You was far from pretending being a truth teller. Hold on 1 second. They would never understand God's motion. It's different. I love myself, not to dim my light. I love myself, not to dim my light. I love myself, not to dim my light. Said the devil tried to stop me, but God got me. Hold on 1 second. A life they can't relate to, your reflection. How when you look in the mirror at the end of the day, how chicks and dudes gotta throw sport with their insecurity having minds at the end of the day. What they lack of soul control. Oh, because you believe in your worth when it comes to growth. That energy is different when it comes to maturity, acting your body weight. Hold on 1 second. They said that you wasn't worthy. You would know by the end of the day, but you didn't have to crash out to only be realized. Hold on 1 second. I didn't have to be what you said I was. God wasn't trying to discourage at the end of the day. I know I take accountability for my reflection when it comes to my past. Regardless if I get, choked up in my words at the end of the day, God should allow me to see why self-love truly lasts. Potential within. How folks will put you in competition when you was never competing, all because you truly knew how to go within and be authentic. Someone that can't think for themselves. How it takes doges at the end of the day, trying to dim your light when it comes to your reality. Only realize at the end of the tunnel, at the end of the day, allows you to see why you didn't give up on yourself, because God was showing you your reality. That one-on-one conversation, praying to go within. I want better days ahead to understand my intuition. I ain't trying to be my worst enemy. Thank you, God, for being patient with me. Even when folks try to test me, hold on one second, you allow me to see why. I apologize for choosing me when someone didn't know how to love me. Pointless conversations at the end of the day. I understood at the end of the day I was on my own testimony. Because when someone didn't know how to respect you, protect you, at the end of the day, they was dibbling dab with spoke to realize, hold on one second, our pain wasn't the same. Hold on one second, when it come to comprehension, better days ahead. How folks will try to dim your light because you prospering in life. How you got certain tools within you to better yourself. Hold on one second, far from a copycat. Hold on one second, being authentic with all someone's mental. When it comes to hold on one second, you wasn't trying to have a heart attack. Because that's what they were trying to project on you at the end of the day. They want you to chase behind a raggedy ass, or because they lack self-control, or because, hold on one second, you understood that healing, trauma, pain, that could be overnight process, but I'm willing to choose that.
No, every trade gonna be healing, trauma, pain. No, for real.
My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself when someone doesn't see potential within you. Regardless if you're an entrepreneur or not, or a content creator, never get discouraged because someone tries to dim your light. Never get discouraged because someone wants you to be in a mindset of being insecure. Never get discouraged because you believe at the end of the day, if I choose me, you know what? Regardless at the end of the day who overlooked me, I'm willing to still show up for me. My content is not for everyone. Gang stalking is real to your household. And you're not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing or fame. Regardless if you're a content creator or not, or entrepreneur, regardless if certain individuals work in certain departments, never give up on yourself because they want you to lack self-love. They want you to lack self-accountability, showing up for yourself because you actually made a vow to yourself and said, hold on one second, I'm stepping out on faith. I'm stepping on a monster at the end of the day. Then nobody saw it coming. Me choosing myself.
No, every trade the way you keep it real. No, for real, for real. They quit this like you mentally ill. Oh my God.
My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real to your household. Individual will monitor your every move from the time that you walk out your household to the time you get back into your household. They will try to project fear into the day. They will send you spell work, magic, voodoo, witchcraft. They will go to a witch, a warlock, a coven, or that cult leader, whatever the case may be. Or they will have a coven at the end of the day, a group of people that will project a hate group towards you to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even project you to be homeless, or project a hate crime towards you. It doesn't matter about your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age at the end of the day. How individuals will try to dig up your past and try to humiliate you when you don't run from your reflection. We all ain't the same. And especially when you're not out here dibbling down with magic, throwing it on people in a toxic way.
No, every trade because we all not haters. No, for real.
How they would try to reroute your mail. They would act like you got your mail or your packages. They would control the narrative of your phone calls as to if you spoke to them at the end of the day. When someone's trying to get in touch with you, they would act like you was available during that phone call or that email or that text message at the end of the day when you never was. How this type of stuff actually happens when individuals are willing to blackmail you against you. They monitor your every move. They paint you at the beginning at the end of the day. Some that you not. Because people see that you have potential. And it was never for life, views, or clout, chasing fame. When God actually shows you another day. They say God not real. Individuals will rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, try to get you out to put you in the sideboard, try to blackmail you against you. And then they say, where's your God at now? But when you don't have the monster living in fear, they will never understand our reality ain't the same. I'm far from a hater neighbor. Stay in your lane.
No, every trade gonna be always be yourself. No, for real.
Always be yourself, and I say it respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's currently December 16, 2025, and it's currently 10:24 p.m. Always be yourself and no sentence.
Peace and respect to neighbor. Stop the violence. You matter, you're worthy. Hi to the genuine ones with no representatives. Hi. I'm peace. I bring peace. Hold on one second. I got something. You matter, you are worthy. You matter, you're worthy. Yeah, said the sun is shining in your world. Continue to blossom, butterfly, you're worthy. Yeah, they're gonna continue to hate, but you're worthy. Never dim your light. Hold on 1 second when they try to regulate. Hold on 1 second. The devil gonna try to stop you, discourage you. The enemy gonna try to antagonize you. But never stop losing sight that they are pouring into yourself to love yourself with better days ahead. When you least suspect that you matter, you're worthy. We all don't pray the same, but we far from haters over here. I gotta go. You are my sunshine. You are worthy. Never dim your light when you fall from a hater. Love yourself. You matter, you're worthy. You're a miracle. They gave up on you. They overlooked you. They not love you, respect you. But you matter, you're worthy. Don't give up on yourself. Gotta go.
You know, individuals pick and choose who could talk about God, spirituality, narcotics, violence, hate crime, discrimination, or even healing at the end of the day. You put a name in your book. Never stop choosing yourself because someone wants to project fear in you. Never stop choosing yourself because someone wants you to have the monster of being insecure. Never stop pouring into yourself when it comes to love. Self-love is different when it comes to your boundaries. Certain folks can't relate to. Just because you have boundaries for yourself, never allow someone's projection to stop you from being authentic when you're far from a copycat. You know how to give respect when it's due. You know how to give flowers when it's due. It was never for likes and views or cloud chasing or fame at the end of the day. You wasn't the person at the end of the day to dibble and dab with magic or spell work to cast it on your neighbor at the end of the day, regardless if you knew them or not. When your intentions at the end of the day, when it comes to your gifts, you use it differently. Never allow someone to dim your light for choosing yourself, regardless to who they know, love you, respect you, protect you, or meet you halfway. You poured into the wrong cup. They didn't say that you had potential. They said that you didn't have potential. They was quick to label you a number at the end of the day. But you have a name, and we all don't pray the same, and we all ain't haters.
No, that's a trait, don't be. No, for real, for real. Always be yourself and no message. I'm not here genuine love, respect, and my concept about this. Okay.
Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. You know, no mother or father or guardian should lose custody of their child because someone lacks self-control, because someone wants to control the mindset of and manipulate a mother and father or guardian and make them feel like they're not worthy of pouring into that child when that mother and father, that guardian is a protector. When that mother or father or guardian knows how to show up for that child, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, they wanted to paint a narrative on this mother and father and guardian that they're mentally unstable at the end of the day. When that mother and father knew how to show up for that child, good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day, and they wasn't doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing or fame, that energy is different. They wasn't energy harvesting off their child's energy. They wasn't projecting spirit towards their child at the end of the day. You know, my content is not for everybody. How this type of stuff actually happens in certain individuals' households. How individuals will come into someone's house at the end of the day, regardless of if a mother and father is together or not, and make a mother and father feel at the end of the day they're not worthy of being a parent. You know, no mother or father or guardian should have their child stripped away from them because someone lacks self-control. Someone wants to project, spoke, or send someone's child the evil eye or have malicious intentions to rob their child mentally, spiritually, financially, or even cast spells, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, or even a hate group towards their child. No mother or father should have to get that phone call when a mother's a prayer warrior, a father's a protector. Regardless, they came from poverty and pain. They just want their baby to know at the end of the day they want it better. You know, the energy is different. You know, my content is not for everyone, and that's okay. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. Because gang stalking is not normal. But certain individuals made it normal in their household at the end of the day. And just because someone told you that your voice didn't matter at the end of the day, and you wasn't doing it for likes, views, or clout, or fame, and they was quick to label you slow, stupid, and retarded, or label them mentally unstable, or they wanted to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially at the end of the day, just to hold on 1 second, just to control the narrative as to somebody you truly not at the end of the day, or because you decided to speak up for yourself and stand up for yourself at the end of the day. How gang stalking is real. How individuals will hack your device, your accounts, your emails, monitor your phone calls, try to make you feel like you're mentally unstable when you saw what you saw at the end of the day, and then they try to take your kindness or weakness. Hold on 1 second. All because they don't want you to believe in a life they can't relate to is faith. Because we all don't pray the same. They will monitor your packages, your mail. They even will reroute it or even act like you received it at the end of the day. They know individuals that work in certain different departments at the end of the day to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially at the end of the day, or even to try to project a hate crime towards you, or even to send you historical mind to your every move to try to project fear in you. How this type of stuff happens is not the norm. You know, my content is not for everyone, and that's okay. I do not live in fear, and I would never hurt myself, and I walk these streets alone, and I say that respectfully. Today is currently December 16th, 2025, and I would never hurt myself regardless of what man, woman, couple, elderly, or a child is threatening my life, or who has behind the scenes trying to blackmail me against me, or who's plotting, and I say that respectfully, because I put everything in my heavenly mother, Father God's hands, and I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, and the same purpose only.
No, it's a trait of me.
You ever been minding your business, mind your business? You know, as a kid at the end of the day, you ever heard that one guardian say, if you can hide, you can hear?
No, it's a trait of me. I was in the middle about to get my ass whooped. No, I didn't hear you. I swear I didn't.
No, the trait of me. When that fool decided to say, you know what? You know, when you talking to everybody else, you can hear what I'm kissing me. But this one particular day, you really wasn't feeling well.
No, it's a trait of me, and you really meant well. This motherfucker didn't hear that shit. It's the trait of me.
This fool decided to say, you know what? I'm going to take my little anger out of you. You ever realize
when your guardian on the phone, they so pissed off, whoever on the opposite side of the phone, they want to take it out on you by accident. It's the trait of me. I didn't tell him for your one-time conversation. I didn't do it.
No, the trait of me. This fool decided to say, go get me some out the fridge. Ha! If you say ha one more motherfucking time,
it's the trait of me. If you motherfucking got ha, you can fucking hear, stupid. It's the trait of me. I swear, I didn't hear you.
No, for real. That motherfucker came in the room when you was at the end of the day trying to figure out your train of thought. Is you okay? Did you need to go to the doctor?
No, I'm fine. It's a trait of me. Are you okay?
You know, I may not be entertaining to the average person. I say that respectfully. But it's not a crime to be authentic. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. You know, access was more so granted. A level up they can't relate to. You was never in competition. A hesitation that would have folks shaking in their boots. They trying to project fear in you, because you didn't overlook you. Hell and trauma and pain, they would never understand. God's date is different. How when you truly pray to go within, God truly shows you motivation. Hold on one second, I ain't have to worship the devil. How God will truly show you at the end of the day, the devil love on the enemy on two different levels. How at the end of the day, how when you high vibration, you call your energy back. They quit to call you a weak B-I-T-C-H, or you a son of a B-I-T-C-H at the end of the day. Hold on one second. Did I deserve that? Did I really deserve that? Because I call my energy back, neighbor. You such a hater. No, that's a train of thought for me. How when you start to call your energy back, they got so much to say at the end of the day, and that's truly whack. How they make money off of you, but hold on one second, they call you a bum-ass B-I-T-C-H. It be the train of thought for me, right? Who really the one-sided motherfucker at the end? They would lack of self-control. What happened to your discipline? You're not real at the end of the day.
No, that's the trait of me.
How you competing with me with my own energy? It be the train of thought for me. How they trying to figure out their mental because they going crazy. How when you calling your energy back at the end of the day, spinning the block, God's real. Hold on one second, they would never understand how God should lie you to hell.
It's the trait of me. Said I call my energy back, I'm far from a hater.
Nah, for real, that piece is different because it damn sure wasn't a game when it came to your intuition. They said that you lack at the end of the day. How they wanted the paint to be a crash out so they control the narrative at the end of the day, because when it came to your whereabouts, they was trying to control the narrative at the end of the day to make money off of you, but God was showing that you was your biggest investment at the end of the day. Never allow the devil or the enemy to confuse you, regardless of what you got going on behind the scenes. They would never understand at the end of the day, you know how to take accountability for your apologies.
No, it's a trait of me. No, for real.
That ain't just different when you don't run from your past at the end of the day. How chicks and dudes would try to take notes at the end of the day when you was never competing, but they said that you ain't got potential. But hold on a second, they was their own mistake. They lack self-control when it came to self-love. They look at you like competition, but what happened to you, love? I actually hope that you find peace with it, but stay in your lane. It'd be the train of thought for me at the end of when you try to call me a lame.
No, it's a trait of me. I don't know what's wrong with people. I don't know either.
It's the part when they say that you are addict, a sex worker, so they could be behind the scenes to control the narrative, to rob you blindside at the end of the day. How it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people at the end of the day to go up against one person because someone understood the receiver. You took the last person out at the end of the day. But this content, when it comes to the authentic person, God's baby, at the end of the day, you mess with the wrong child.
No, that's a trait of me.
When you thought they was going to fall a while out, you still plotting on their every move so they could be in a mindset of needing you. But God was really showing at the end of the day, regardless of what tax bracket this baby's in, or regardless to what zip code or county they in at the end of the day, they gonna always become their best self vision of themselves. Hold on one second. When you understand the intuition. They say God not real, but did I have to get physical? It'd be the train of thought for me how chicks would try to antagonize you, let alone dudes. It didn't matter they tax bracket with their bad habits, all because you didn't have to pretend to be authentic. What an automatic.
No, Evan, Trey, don't be. Oh my God, you took my vibes. No, I'm not. No. Ah.
You know, that's God's strength is different. And I say that respectfully. Because God is your biggest hit at the end of the day. They would never understand that rotation is different. And it was never a bullet when it came to your existence. And I say that respectfully because folks would swear up and down that you dibbling and dab with magic and spell working and tax away whatever magic or whatever the case may be. They try to project on you. Everything returned back to the sender. Actually, was to hold on one second. How you looked up and only was you had to find yourself bothering an innocent person because you don't understand that someone knew how to love themselves.
No, Evan, Trey, don't be. I don't know.
Always be yourself and all this attention. I say respectfully. Entertain purpose only. You ever been minding your business with minding your business?
No, Evan, Trey, told me.
You ever realize when it was the holiday times or whatever the case may be? No, for real. You know, when that one guardian or whatever the case may be say, hey,
Listen,
give me a list of things that y'all want or whatever the case may be so I can make it make sense.
here's the trait though. You ever realize you went to go tell everybody what you got already? You didn't even get it yet?
What a disappointment at the end of the day. You mean to tell me you didn't even get one thing on the list?
You mean to tell me I just shortchanged my concentration at the end of the day when it came to hold on 1 second faking?
Here's the truth over me. This fool decided to say, I'm sorry. First of all, you buying me a whole bunch of goddamn clothes. I already got a wardrobe for every season. At the end of the day, I didn't outgrow.
Hello, what's wrong with these stupid ass people? I done signed up for this bullshit. No, for real.
No, for real, let me be a kid. They said, oh, that's what you wanted to be, huh? A mother's intuition is different. A father love, hold on 1 second, regardless they labeled him a number that day. His intuition is different because he had a master plan, protecting his family at the end of the day, regardless if it's divided or not. They would never understand how he was truly holding it down. Hold on 1 second, up close in person, behind closed doors, and existing when it comes to his reflection. They would never understand. He would never be outdated. You know, they was quick to label that man a number. But who would have knew at the end of the day, a child looked up to him as a superhero. That's the most beautiful gift in the world at the end of the day. When your child truly looks at you like a superhero and they ain't doing it for likes, because a clout chasing of fame or a storyline. Hold on 1 second to project pain. You know that mother and father, hold on 1 second. When they say that your baby has a safe place. You know, when they look at their reflection, a little of them at the end of the day, regardless, hold on 1 second, it sees in. I mean, that makes sense to the average person, but who wouldn't know at the end of the day? It didn't have to take for a mother and father to have a mindset saying at the end of the day, I look at you like a friend. Because when a mother and father gives a child a safe place in their arms, let alone in their presence, at the end of the day, that energy is different. That self-love, unconditional love brought a child balance, regardless to what they was going through. They would never understand that, hold on 1 second, a little prayer could truly work with the right folks around you, and I prayed against you. You know, because not every mother and father at the end of the day is not dibbling down with sport or magic at the end of the day to protect it on their baby. Because that mother that sees, hold on 1 second, in the spiritual world, because that's what we live in at the end of the day, to show their baby, hold on 1 second, always believe in your faith. Never allow someone discouraged because they lack self-control when they come to discipline or because they fake. You know, those fake conversations at the end of the day. Certain folks ain't going to see you prosper. Never doubt yourself because hold on 1 second. I've been holding you down since day one. We are far from fake.
No, Evan, Trey, don't be. No, for real.
You know, my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and loving yourself is not a crime. Entertain purpose only.
No, Evan, Trey, don't be. God darn it.
You ever been minding your business with minding your business? You know that one family member that said they gonna change their life?
No, Evan, Trey, don't be. Oh, Lord.
You know you got that one friend or family member, whatever the case may be. They just trying to get it right. You know, you trying to be supportive as much as you can. But hold on 1 second. I had enough. Enough is enough. You playing with God now, stupid. No, for real. This cheating ass, whatever they want to call themselves, a pimp, whatever.
I don't know your intuition, stupid.
No, for real, because you think you can just get any goddamn body. You need to go have a seat and get your life together. That's what you need to do. No, for real. It's a trade off for me, keeping it real. No, for real. This dummy says, you know what? I'm getting baptized. You know, baptism is good for certain events and for certain people's sake at the end of the day because they truly change their life. But then people like to play with God and all types of stuff. But we all don't believe in the same God. Amen.
It's a trade over me because God had a better plan, I swear.
No, for real. To hold me back with what I'm about to say, because I asked God to reveal them today. The devil's in front of me today. It is my own family. Please hold me.
Hold me up, hold me up, hold me up. I don't got time for this conversation today. I swear I don't.
This damn man fool gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna get baptized. You know, it ain't nothing wrong with, you know, rooting folks on when they trying to change their life, regardless of how many times they gotta, you know, figure out how they gonna figure it out.
No, it's a trade over me. When you a support team, you a good support team. It's a trade over me.
This fool done went and got baptized. Less than 2 days. This mother gonna talk about, I'm sorry, I didn't pray.
Wait, what you mean?
This fool supposed to be in a whole relationship with somebody and realized, hold on 1 second, I wasn't ready.
So you mean to tell me?
It don't make no sense in the day. How you telling somebody you promised them you gonna get your life together and then you gonna go get baptized and you gonna get right in there because you making that bond with God one-on-one in the day. Only to realize that, hold on 1 second. You was just doing it just to save your relationship.
They gotta go anyway. It's the trade over me. Don't call my phone, stupid.
No, for real. A fool that cheats and then they will call you and act like somebody hurt them. Yeah, they left me.
I already heard through the great line. I gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
No, that's a trade over me. Because this fool would cheat at the end of the day and swear somebody hurt them. First of all, you the only one that stepped out.
No, it's the hello. It's that part for me. Wow.
I never understood this weird stuff. How a fool would cheat on a good human being and then they with a beautiful soul. Oh, what a heart. Oh.
It's the trade over me.
You know, certain chicks and dudes will never understand what they just lost. You know, someone wasn't trying to take you for granted, but hold on 1 second, you was thinking small. How you try to ruin someone's life all because they knew how to pour into you, talking about you real, but you didn't know how to be faithful. You try to discourage somebody because someone knew how to surprise you just because when was the end they actually pour into you, actually say, I love you. You know, being respectful, didn't have to have their cake and eat it too to meet you halfway. The energy is different. Hold on 1 second, we was on the same page when it comes to God's calling. You know, because that innocent person, how you truly feel. So lost the words, the end they realized you had to keep it real. You wasn't on the same page with somebody when it come to motivation, better days ahead. How they try to dim your light because you knew how to respect somebody, to treat them right. That ain't just different.
Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you.
You know, someone took you for granted, only for someone not to fumble you. But someone was showing you a different direction when it comes to someone showing your point of view. Being on the same page when it comes to being mutual. You know, your boundaries is different when it comes to your future. Who would have knew true love was not complicated? Someone allow you to feel like to get used to. You know, an existing conversation, someone be on the same page with you. You know, they wasn't trying to have their cake and eat it too. That energy is different because someone truly saw you. They wasn't switching up on you but showed you better days ahead. Who would have knew that true love wasn't complicated? Someone trying to shorten your mental, let alone come to your heart. Who would have knew that true love was real?
Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you.
You know, that person that walked into you like they was far from the joke at the end of the day. Someone truly showed you why you wasn't discouraged at the end of the day when it comes to your future. Someone brought you the proper balance to maintain your smile, to fix your crown at the end of the day because they was asking God how. You know, that energy is different. They wasn't doing it for likes. It was a cloud chasing of fame. When they showed you at the end of the day, they didn't have to pretend to love you. Who would have knew that someone could be on the same page? You know, someone bringing peace into your life. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because moments that energy is different, how someone sees you, hears you, respects you. Someone didn't have to manipulate God to actually get to know you. That energy is different when it comes to someone respecting your boundaries, loving you right the first time around. Who knew God allowed you to see at the end of the day? Two people could come into each other's world to unite for the right reasons to show at the end of the day that your work can truly go around.
No, it's a trade over me. I may be coin to the average person, but my content writers, okay, no, for real.
It's not. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions, and I say that respectfully. You ever mind your business within mind your business?
No, it's spraying it on me. You know, regardless if you gay, straight, don't matter. No, ever straight on me. You ever been hanging out with one of your associates or your family member, your friends, or whatever the case may be, and they decide to go short haircut for the temporary stay? No, ever straight on me. When it comes to self-love, no, ever straight on me. They decide to hang out with you for the day or whatever the case may be, and you know, you didn't participate in someone's one-sided conversation when they had malicious intentions, only about to hold on 1 second. Damn, friend, you go through this every day. Ever straight off of me too. This fool decided to say, because someone said, I'm in a relationship, I'm married. You bump ball-headed dyke bitch. Ah! Wait. Whoa. Where'd that come from? What you do? This fool said, I was standing here waiting for you. You know, someone's rejection was truly God's protection. No, for real, because people be getting a little beside themselves nowadays. No, for real. An individual ain't got to be a dyke or a lesbian or nothing today. Just put a little fitted cap on, some sweats, regardless of how the weather. How are you feeling when it comes to your day at the end of the day? A fool with disrespect you at the end of the day because you chose you. Looking good. I know that's right. Self-love is important. I'm not edging your love respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's currently December 16th, 2025. And my content is not for everyone. It's not. I love to talk about love. Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you. You know, God's bank is different. When someone could truly walk into your life to truly show you a miracle, fall from pretending, fall from hating. When someone walks into your life to treat you right the first time around, save the apologies for your past the end of the day, because someone wasn't trying to project the mind games. Who would have knew that true love can truly last when it comes to hold on 1 second? Someone show you it's okay to be emotionally available. Someone was your biggest cheerleader, up close in person behind closed doors. Someone who you saw at the end of the day, they wasn't trying to project insecurities on you to do you wrong. The energy is different. You know, having your cake and eat it too type of energy. Someone who actually knew how to invest in your time and day, not to get physical, only as a hold on 1 second. Your future actually hits different when it comes to balance. Someone maintaining your smile. Who would have knew that loyalty and respect at the end of the day wasn't trying to kick you down? You know, someone bringing peace into your life Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, genuine. Who would have knew? Dang. You gained a love, a best friend, a business partner. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same when someone didn't have to pretend to love you. Who would have knew that things would change? Wow. You're very so much thankful when it comes to your boundaries. You're very so much thankful when it comes to your growth, acknowledging your worth, that you are worthy, understanding your smile. Hold on 1 second, it's different, regardless of how to kick you down during your journey. You had chicks and dudes in different tax brackets sending you spell work, sending you the evil, almost unhealthiest way, trying to energy harvest off your energy, but you stand before yourself today as the man and woman that you become. Hold on 1 second, you are worthy of healthy love. Someone not dim in your life. Who would have knew that true love was not complicated? That ain't just different. Always be yourself with no mistakes, and I say it respectfully. True love is not complicated. True love is not having a hand problem. True love does not supposed to hurt. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. It's not. It's currently December 16th, 2025, and loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. To the genuine ones with intentions, never give up on yourself because someone did not love you, respect you, protect you, or meet you halfway, and I say that respectfully. Never allow a man or a woman to threaten you and say that your voice doesn't matter because they decided to take your kindness or weakness. It didn't matter, tax bracket. Never give up on yourself because someone wants to project their insecurities on you. Never give up on yourself because someone didn't see your worth. Folks will see potential within you, and they will try to ruin your image when it comes to you motivating yourself at the end of the day. But never get discouraged when you fall from a hater. We all ain't the same, and I say it respectfully, neighbor.
No, ever change on me. We are not. No, for real.
It's a train over me. No, for real. I had to say it. No, for real. You know, everybody not the same, because you got people who say grand rising and grand riding and whatever the case may be. They got it with good intentions. But then you got the fool that's comics at the end of the day that would try to dim your light. No, for real. Watch your every move, think you spell work. Grand rising. No, stay the fuck away from me, stupid. It's a train over with your weird having ass. No, for real. A motherfucker will plot on you at the end of the day. Grand rising. No, for real. Everybody not the same, but when you know, you know. I rebuke some labels, Jesus.
My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. I may not be funny or entertaining to the average person, But I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. And I know I respect my neighbor, and I'm far from a hater. You know, when God sends the right individuals in your life, regardless to where you at in your journey, your spirituality, at the end of the day, they see you, they hear you, they respect you with no malicious intentions, and they fall from haters, and they don't look at you like competition. They don't plot against you to project smoke in front of your door. They don't plot against you to have a hate group going against you. They don't plot against you to gang stalk you or rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, or monitor every move when it comes to your packages, or rerouting your mail, your packages, or rerouting your phone calls, or monitoring your phone calls, or monitoring your every move at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully, or even send magic towards you, or spell work, or to send you confusion spells, or make sure you don't prosper in life. They don't got time for that. And I say that respectfully because it was never competition when the right individuals walk into your life, because they don't got time for that.
No, for real, they don't know for real about any culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. No, for real.
My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. What's up, butterfly? You know, the sun will always shine when it come to your life at the end of the day. You know, your world, they would never understand. Hold on one second. You didn't have to apologize for being authentic, your best self vision of yourself, who would let you have the potential. You know those days when you felt, hold on one second, hurting yourself with your own words. Hold on one second. You look at yourself differently today when it looks in them, when you look in the mirror. Even when you get shortchanged when it come to your verbs. You know, shortchanged when it come to your self vision of yourself. Because that's what you almost did in that chapter. You're going to be so much thankful that you chose your best self vision of yourself to love yourself equally. Who wouldn't let you be doing better? Cause you love yourself, not the dim you like. Said you love yourself, not the dim you like. You know, practice beauty. Hold on one second. Practice the potential that you actually had, then have to pretend at the end of the day you was truly their issue, but it was one-sided because it was never competition. They would never understand how God was holding you down at the end of the day. With certain folks didn't see, hold on one second, motivation within you. You know, they were saying that you are worthy. They said you got this at the end of the day, but they didn't see at the end that you can actually do what you do today. You know, becoming your best self-vision of yourself, because they was doubting you in the background when God was revealing the devil on the enemy on two different levels. Like, hold on one second, never dim your light because they choose low vibrational. Hold on one second, because you understood your intuition to vibe high. You know, I don't mean to get high. Hold on one second. I don't mean no disrespect at the end of the day, but everybody's flow always ain't the same, but continue to elevate. And I say respectfully when it comes to your existence, when it comes to your reflection, regardless of how I love you, respect you, protect you, or even meet you halfway. That relationship didn't work out. That job didn't work out. But when God opens certain doors in your life, they will never understand how you weather a storm they come relate to. Go on within, how you chose yourself, the better days ahead. You know, my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. You know, when it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one. It's not a crime to be yourself. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. Poetry, my swag. Dang. They said that you was a fool. But who would have knew at the end of the day that God gave you the proper tools? You know, that customized the end of the day. You know, that service that God had for you that day when you prayed to understand your intuition. You was far from the fool. They would never understand being authentic. At the end of the day, going to make a person mislead you. You know, but hold on one second. Be patient with time and day. You have to get physical. Be mindful when it comes to your words losing you. Certain folks ain't gonna understand your faith when it comes to how you tie your shoe. You know, loving yourself, to better yourself. They would never understand what it took for you to transition at the end of the day to become your best self vision of yourself when it comes to balance, acknowledging your worth, when it comes to growth and maturing. You know, healing trauma and pain. Regardless from the child point of view going into your adulthood, they would never understand how you wasn't trying to be confused by the devil or the enemy when God gave you granted access to love yourself, to better yourself. Even when folks was trying to dim you, like the sin you spoke in a toxic way, they was out here competing for a spot when you couldn't relate to at the end of the day because you was challenging yourself every single day to become your best self vision of yourself, to get to know you. The same stuff actually happens. Never give up on yourself because someone says you don't have potential. You know, regardless to who's trying to blackmail me or disrespect me at the end of the day, I would never hurt myself. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. It's not a crime to be authentic. I'm far from a copycat and I'm far from a hater. I know how to give respect and flowers due regards to your tax bracket, and I say that respectfully. I never looked at my neighbor like competition, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. You know, individuals, when it comes to getting stalked, will act like they know you, or they will act like they had a whole conversation with you at the end of the day. They would even act like it was part of email. They would act like it was part of a phone conversation. It will act like you was part of a narrative that you never at the end of the day was. You know, individuals, when it comes to gang stalking, they would use your documentation against you to blackmail you against you. They would try to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even put the hate crime towards you or a hate group towards you at the end of the day, just so they can control the narrative to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, or even project spoke towards you or send you to evil automatic at the end of the day. How this simple stuff actually happens because someone doesn't want you to prosper in life, regardless of giving poverty and pain. How individuals will try to energy harvest off your energy, but at the end of the day, they can't take what God and throw within you. That's authenticity. It starts within. It's not on the outside. Never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. You know, when it comes to gang stalking, you don't have to know these individuals at the end of the day for them to monitor your every move or to paint you out to be the villain in a story at the end of the day. But never give up on yourself. When someone's trying to ruin your image or ruin your reputation because they know individuals that work in certain departments, or they know individuals at the end of the day that's willing to stick on one side of the one page at the end of the day, but God saw everything. You know, individuals say God is not real, but never give up on yourself. And I say respectfully, when you don't live in fear, we ain't the same. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me or who's in behind the scenes trying to control the narrative and try to blackmail me against it at the end of the day. I never asked nobody to make, I never asked or told nobody to make money off me at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. Never get discouraged because someone wants you to dim your light. Always be yourself. Loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Naya Genuine Love Respect. I'm on TikTok, and I'm on YouTube. I go live on YouTube every night at 10:15 p.m. I'm Naya Genuine Love Respect. I would never hurt myself regardless of what man, woman, couple, elderly, or child is threatening my life or who's trying to blackmail me against me or let alone plotting against me. I put everything in my Heavenly Mother, Father, God's hands, and I say that respectfully. I never gave nobody permission to invade my space.
No, that's a trick, though. You know when it come to gang stalking, what these dummies do? No, for real. And they say that you need a straight body jacket. They would come into your you know, they would invade your presence at the end of the day where you reside at. You know, have you under surveillance and all types of stuff.
They would try to poison your food, your drinks, your narcotics, and then try to blackmail you against you because you're the one with potential. They would sit there, energy harvest off your energy, and call you a bum. But hold on 1 second. I wasn't smart.
No, it's a trick, though. Why would you do that? And then you say somebody's mentally unstable, they need a straight body jacket. No, it sounds like you need one, stupid.
I gotta go. I'm Naya Genuine Respect. In my content, everybody. When it comes to my creativity, I get it from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father, God. When God sends people to your life, they have their body when they choose sides. They never look at you like competition. At the end of the day, when they truly want for you to keep pushing. And they don't got time for the jealousy, the envy, insecurity at the end of the day, or the hate group, or they don't project and spoke towards them today because they know how to keep pushing.
No, it's a trick. They don't got time for that. They got time to pour into themselves. Hello, we all have the same bar from heads. Gotta go, neighbor.
And because we don't pray the same, I know how to respect my neighbor. To the genuine ones, never give up on yourself because someone overlooked you. You matter and you're worthy. I'm Naya, Genuine Love Respect.
Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hate to stop the violence in the community. Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hate to stop the violence in the community.
Peace and respect, your neighbor, humanity. On them, you're like, gotta go, on them, you're like, stop the violence. I gotta go. I'm Naya, Genuine Love Respect, and I would never hurt myself, regardless who's plotting against me. And I say respectfully, no matter someone's culture, I would never hurt myself, and I walk these streets alone, and I do not live in fear. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. Stop the violence. Have a good day. Today is currently December 16, 2025, and it's currently 10:58 p.m.
I gotta go.